Okay, we're going to go ahead and call this meeting to order. Vice President DiGirolamo, if you could read the Open Public Meetings Act statement.
This meeting is called pursuant to the provisions of the Open Public Meetings Law. This meeting of September 4th, 2018 was included in a notice sent to newspapers of record and posted on the bulletin board in the municipal building and has remained continuously posted as the required notices under the statute. In addition, a copy of this notice has been available to the public and is on file in the office of the municipal clerk.
Okay, and before we do stand again, I know this is starting to become habit, but I would like to ask again before we do the invocation for a moment of silence for both Senator John McCain, who had passed, and honoring of Phil Howard and Donald Vaughn Sr., who were the parents of Phillipsburg municipal employees Donald and Laura Vaughn. The Vaughn family, they are excellent members of the community of Phillipsburg, and our thoughts and prayers are with them during this tragic time. So we can stand for the invocation and let's take a moment of silence. Yes, please. Thank you.
Dear God, thank you for the gift of life, the opportunity to serve the people of Phillipsburg. Help us act with character, conviction, and help us to listen with understanding and goodwill. Also help us speak with charity and restraint. Guide us to be the leaders the people of Phillipsburg need, and help us see the humanity and dignity of those who disagree with us, and treat all people with equality. Bless our children, youth, and teachers as they're back in school, along with their parents as we begin a new school year, and help keep all of them safe. May God bless the citizens of Phillipsburg, New Jersey, the United States of America, and most importantly, watch over the state liners Friday night. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. That's good. Before we, actually, should we do a roll call first? Roll call, Vicki?
Council President Fulford?
Here.
Council Vice President DiGirolamo?
Here.
Councilman Davis?
Here.
Councilman Lutz?
Here.
Councilman McVeigh?
Here.
Okay, before we begin, folks, Councilman Lutz had asked if he could make a statement prior to the beginning of our meeting. I would ask the governing body if they would permit this act of kindness. Does anyone have any objection?
No.
Floor is yours, Councilman.
Thank you. Last meeting on July 21st, was it? August, I'll be all right. August 21st, last meeting, I misspoke about the youth center. We got a card, it was sent, it was postmarked on the 21st, the day of the meeting, and we received it, my mother-in-law received it on the 23rd of August. So I apologize, I misspoke, and what can I say? Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. None of us are perfect and we all make mistakes, so I'm sure everyone is just as forgiving. So, we can, before we're going to the payment of bills, I'd like to ask for an amendment to the agenda. If it's okay, we have Pat Case from the Inspections Department here this evening as a special guest with regard to 144 Lewis Street. Mr. Case was asked to be in attendance by Mayor Ellis, and if it's okay with everyone, I'd like to get him in and out of here. Does anyone have an issue? Motion to amend?
I don't think we need a motion,
No,
Councilman.
you're okay with that?
If there's no objection, we can
can just
yeah,
move forward?
there's
Okay.
consensus, yeah.
Mr. Case, you are here? All right, there he is. Yes, sir. Mr. Case, thank you for making yourself available this evening. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
So you're familiar with the issue regarding 144 Lewis Street, yes?
Yes.
Okay. Did you happen to bring the documents requested?
The computers were down and everything is down in City Hall.
I was there today when the fire department rushed everyone to shut down the computers, so there was a fire.
Okay.
Yes.
I missed all that.
Yes.
I was at class today, so
You are a lucky man.
I guess so. But I did bring some notes and
Okay.
a calendar.
No, that works.
Any questions?
So my question, how do you want to be?
I guess what I can do is say, the timeline, I'll give you the timeline
Sure.
of what happened. And there was an initial inspection done at 144 on July 2nd by Ted.
Teddy Serrano?
Yeah.
Okay.
They were emailed their worksheet with the list on the 5th. I returned for a reinspection on Monday, July 9th. They were not ready, was the official, how it was logged. And then I returned again on the 17th, and they passed. And their certificate issue date is July 17th.
Okay. So prior to that, we have witness statements from the neighbors that there were, that the building was in fact occupied. I did not know that the certificate of occupancy ran until the 17th. I was under the impression that it was provided on the 2nd as per Mayor Ellis, but I'm sure he has a lot on his plate, so he could have been.
That's when the initial inspection was. So.
Okay. So we do have, and I spoke with Mr. Duddy today, I know there is some difference with regard to the language. There's the language of our town code and the language. So occupancy, according to the state, is intent, or anytime they move anything into the home, right? So they move a couch, a bed. If you're moving your belongings into a home, you're entering into an agreement with the landlord to in fact occupy that rental. In our town code, it does not reflect that language. Therefore, the inspectors are limited with what they can and what they cannot do at this point in time, unless we amend that. And I would like to amend that in September at our next work session. However, the fact that, perhaps you could tell me why they weren't cited by the
Yeah,
inspections department?
I can add, on the 9th, I did see that there were items in the house. There were boxes, and everything was on the first floor. The second floor was empty completely. I didn't see evidence that anyone was living there, per se, but just that things had been moved in.
Okay, okay. And your understanding of occupancy is the same as I had just discussed it?
Essentially, yes, like if they're not sleeping there,
Okay.
we don't necessarily stop people from moving their items into a home.
I guess you would agree that should we take that step, it would probably be a logical step in the process, yes?
It would be another tool for us to use in enforcement, yeah.
Okay. Does anyone have any questions for Inspector Case? Councilman Woods?
No.
No? Council Vice President?
No.
Councilman Davis?
No, thank you.
Councilman McVeigh?
I don't have any questions, but I do have a comment. I've spoken to a lot of folks around town regarding your visits. I know you're kind of new to it, and there have been some nice compliments that have come your way, and I just wanted to pass that around, on as someone new in a position in the town, and let's not be kidding ourselves here in our current environment. And I commend you for that.
Thank you, I appreciate that. It's not what I expected you to say.
Does he have a bad reputation?
Oh, no, not necessarily. I just,
So, I understand
that's not
that,
what I meant.
I understand that your hands were tied in this matter. It appears to me that this was an issue with language in the code. I've spoken with Kevin, again, like I said this morning, and he understands our point of view, and I think that a lot of the inspections team does understand now where this council is coming from. Not that we're not landlord friendly, but that we're trying to make sure that we're community friendly with the residents of Phillipsburg, especially the homeowners. That the absentee landlord seems to be scooping up the properties and taking advantage of the system. Where in this case, I do believe that this did happen. I do believe that we were lied to by the homeowner, the property owner, and unfortunately, because of the discrepancy in code, he's going to get away with it this time. But I can assure you that the next time, he won't be so lucky. But I do appreciate your due diligence and everything you've done for us.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming tonight to clear this matter. You're very welcome. Enjoy your evening. You're good.
All right.
All right. Thank you. Vicki, we will have to add that to the next work session to amend the language on our rental properties ordinance. Okay, that's fine. With that being said, we can move forward to the bills list.
Current fund, $109,099.04. State federal grants, 0. Capital fund, $946.50. Sewage utility fund, $24,037.28. Planning board trust fund, $16,595.50. Bridge development, $3,397.50. General trust fund, section 8, $6.48. General trust fund, $573.69. For a regular bill list of $154,655.99. No section 8 rent payments. There is the check that was held last time for $875. And then the prepaid bill list, agency fund, $3,130.04. Revolving loan fund, $12,825 for a prepaid bill list of $15,955.04. Grand total of all funds, $171,486.03.
Motion to approve.
So moved.
Second?
Before we begin, I would like to untable the bill. Motion to untable the bill for GTVS properties.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Lutz?
Yes.
Councilman Davis?
Yes.
Council Vice President DeGirolamo?
Yes.
Councilman McVeigh?
Yes.
Council President Booker?
Yes.
Sorry.
No, please answer. Councilman Lutz, do you have anything?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Two I'd like to hold, check number 29069, Robert Johnson. I'd like to have all of his bills to see if they were all placed, all given to the treasurer at the same time and with the same date. I would also like to hold number 29062, that's Penn Teledata to the pool for $212.97. The thing that gets me is all of the other ones are about $99 to $124, and this is out of the range. That's why I want to like to deal with.
I think that's a good idea. What are they doing at the pool if they're using a, do they have wireless at the pool? They do have wireless?
Yeah, I don't know if they put it in a mistake or,
Yeah, it's interesting, $250 is a lot of money, unless
Yes.
we're behind.
I don't know.
Probably
Bob said
take
he's gonna
away.
pull it tomorrow and look at it.
Okay, so we'll
He'll
take
let
that
us know
bill.
in the morning.
Excellent. Anything else?
Nope, that would be all, thank you.
Council Vice President.
I'm good, thank you.
Excellent. Councilman Davis?
I think that just for clarification, I think those are checks 73708 and 73734, right? That's what we're looking at? Councilman, did you mean the PO when you said check?
That is correct, 73708. And you said the other one was, Councilman?
73734? It's the last one.
Yes,
Okay.
that is correct.
All right, no, I have no other clarifications.
Okay. Councilman McVeigh?
Good, sir.
I am good as well. Motion to approve is amended.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Lutz?
Yes.
Councilman Davis?
Yes.
Council Vice President DeGirolamo?
Yes.
Councilman McVeigh?
Yes.
Council President Booker?
Yes, the next, before we move forward to public comment on agenda items, is Hope Duncan here? She is. Hope,
Why?
today's your birthday, isn't it?
No, it's not.
It's not?
It's tomorrow, so it's fine.
Well,
I have one more day to get 66.
happy birthday tomorrow.
Okay.
You're very welcome. So we are going to move forward with public comment on agenda items, and this is public comment on agenda items only. No, we're not going to say Kate's Vice President. Please feel free to come up to the podium, state your name and address for the record. Thank you.
Whoa!
Don't chew it.
I didn't get a shock. It shouted at me. I'm Joe Miner. I live at 392 South Main Street in Phillipsburg. It came up on an agenda already, the report from the inspections department, so I guess it's an agenda item. I would like to point out that I made a criticism to the structure of the landlord-tenant bill that you're putting on the work-study agenda. You can read it easily by going to last meeting's notes. It was specifically about not the question of money or anything else, but there's mistakes in there that make it systemically impossible to not be out of conformity for short periods of time. You need to fix that too. I just read my criticism and fix it. Now we'll go to what I had listed already. Okay, this one. I'm now talking about ordinance 20, what is the number? Oh, come on, where's the number? Zero, okay, 0 is this page. The table thing. I just wanted to make one thing clear, that when I read the state statute and put it into context, I want to make clear that this moves authority from the mayor to the council. That's the vetoed ordinance 2018-18. Then I'm dealing with the new one, the first reading of 2018-22. I would like to first say that it's not a bad idea, but this needs a lot of rework. Some years ago, the town council, Mark Lutz was on it at that time, attempted to shortcut due process for a person with blighted property. Okay, you're going to have the same problems here as there. I would suggest that under purpose, the purpose of this article is to address stuff that doesn't pass the code. Later, you, rather than talking about anything other than public safety here, the rest are all judgments and you can get really screwed over if you just plain leave in the word blighted. So you got to get that out and all the stuff but safety. And the specification that you give on the next page on eligibility is good. This solves that problem. Take out the one word. Do not, it says do not use code. Okay, that's the one comment. Then the next thing also has on this page the complaint, 46415. It's very important from the structure of this and to avoid the chances of doing a lot of harm. The complaint, instead of may include a recommendation of the receiver, the complaint must include a recommendation of the receiver to be appointed. This is going to save you a whole bunch of, I think, public problems. Then on 46418, I would like to note that as established, now when the court does this and appoints a receiver in a receivership, they have an oversight structure. The decisions, the collecting of rent, for example, would not be by the receiver. The receiver would have the authority to say yes or no to just about everything. and then the receiver is backed in the court by some appointed organization. You don't have that. So your receiver right now can collect rent and fees, and it has no oversight. So it's inviting corruption. You gotta, if you're gonna use a receiver at all, and the overall idea is not a bad idea. If you're gonna use a receiver at all, you've got to actually and put in some form of oversight, I believe. And that's everything on, yes, I'm done. Until we're on.
I understand. Thank you, Mr. Meyer. Is there anyone else? Ms. Timmer? Sure, you made it right on time.
Nicole Timmerman, 112 North Riverview Road. I was just looking for clarification on the bills list because there's two different accounts that are billed for. There's the recreation service and program budget, and then you also have a budget for the municipal pool. I have been reviewing the bills list over the last couple of months from the beginning of the year. There's a lot of things for the pool that are billed under recreation service and programs.
Right, we had gone through that, not only at the budget, but I think it was 2 meetings ago as well, we had discussed that. Do you remember, do you recall, were you here? One of the councilmen, or council, I don't think it was you, was it council vice president?
Probably was.
It may have been council vice president. She, I know there was a question with regard to why we were billing certain things to the pool account, but those accounts go hand in hand. So it is okay to borrow from the pool account for the recreation account. Those of us.
To a difference of $14,000.
Right, well,
You're using your recreation program to fund your municipal pool.
They actually budgeted it that way. That's why they're taking against it. It's not an unspent, it's like the
But then
same
when you look
applies
at
to
the,
building
but
and
then when you
grounds.
look at the municipal pool as making money for you, your bottom line is not right.
Right, that's one, it's one thing we talked to the CFO about, reallocating the pool funds because they're not all in the same place. And it's difficult to determine what we actually
Yeah,
spend.
you're only showing $150 being spent.
And the
for
same,
DJ for the pool this month.
and the same goes true to buildings and grounds. A lot of recreation
Because I mean, just
expenses are in building and
my
grounds.
personal opinion, and I'm sure some people in the crowd would agree with me, but if you're gonna bill for recreation, then it should go to recreation, like mulch for your playgrounds and batting cages for your baseball teams and, you know, basketball costs that are gonna come up.
no smoking signs.
But I'll bring that up later.
All right, okay. Thank you very much for your comments, Mr. Boyce, name and address for the record.
Dan Boyce, 244 Irwin. I hope I'm bringing this up at the right time to,
On an agenda item,
the resolution.
is it a resolution that's here on the agenda?
Yes.
Yes, sir. You are.
Okay. You want a special permit for Soma, I guess, to go over to the Porco Festival. Two things I'd like to bring up. During the Old Town Festival, you shot down anybody going over to Riverside Way to sell alcohol because if you have, 3, 4 bars right there, you're just really shooting your businesses in the foot. Second of all, last year at Porco Fest, it was specifically noted in like almost everything Kelly Poshini put out. If you were a vendor, you were there from beginning to end. Soma went in, they ran out of product, walked away from the festival. I don't think they should be allowed to participate again. It isn't fair to everybody else who had to go out of their way and run to ShopRite or run back to, Flynn's had to run back and make new product. Soma just took the money and ran.
Thank
If
you.
you're gonna make it a law, then you have to make it a law. Or if you're gonna make it a rule, you have to stick by it.
Well, thank you for your comment, Mr. Boyce. Is there anyone else? Okay, there seeing none, the public comment on agenda items has been completed. We can go now to the ordinances for second reading, which we have ordinance number 2018-21 for a second and final reading in ordinance of the town of Phillipsburg, county of Warren, state of New Jersey, amending section 6723, schedule 7, stop intersections of the town, the code of the town of Phillipsburg to add stop signs at the intersection along Roseberry Street, Center Street, and Cameron Drive within the town of Phillipsburg. Can I get a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion?
Public.
Yes.
Yes, I'm sorry, we were opening it up for public discussion?
Same guy.
Go ahead, Joe.
Last meeting, I commented on this ordinance, trying to make you change it a bit. I note that my comment of last week is ignored. Namely, the substandard width one-way streets need an ordinance to allow existing extraordinary means, possibly speed bumps, to protect children. We have crazy streets in Phillipsburg. They do not meet state code. They're too thin. We've all driven around them. When you have parking on both sides, right in here, this is the kind of ordinance, you've got to put in a new ordinance so you can put those speed bumps in that you can't presently because they aren't conforming.
So, I don't mean to interrupt you, but I do, only because, no, I'm not being rude, but I'm saying
No,
that would be
I
more
know.
for the public portion as opposed to the actual ordinance itself. Because I do agree with you, I would like to do something similar to what Cohacon had done and do a lot of four-way stops, right? We definitely need we need a lot of stop signs in town.
Good argument for the speed bump, which I didn't like at all, but when I drove to the location, man, that street is dangerous.
It's like a raceway.
Well, there's the children, little children, could walk out between those cars and you wouldn't see them.
No,
This is on a separate street.
This
You
is
mean
on-
Lewis Street,
You
right?
mean Lewis Street?
Lewis Street.
Okay.
Yeah, but we're not-
So,
That's not this one.
right, that's not this one. This is for the I-78 logistics.
Oh, I noticed the title was a stop street. I knew I was taking it.
Understand. I appreciate you using the system, Joe. Thank you. But comment noted.
It's in the notes.
Thank you. Is there anyone else that has anything on ordinance 2018-21? Okay. With that being said, we will close the public portion and discussion amongst council members. You ready? Councilman Lutz? Council Vice President?
No.
Councilman Davis?
No.
Councilman McVeigh? No. Myself, neither. Roll call vote.
Councilman Lutz?
Yes.
Councilman Davis?
Yes.
Council Vice President DeGirolamo?
Yes.
Councilman McVeigh?
Yes.
Council President Colbert?
Yes, ordinance number 2018-21 has successfully passed. Out of respect for Councilman Davis, I am no longer reading them completely. Ordinance for the first reading has been ordinance 2018-22, an ordinance of the Town of Phillipsburg, County of Warren, State of New Jersey, amending and supplementing Chapter 464, the Code of the Town of Phillipsburg, rental property, in order to add a new Article 2, multi-family housing preservation and receivership. Can I get a motion?
Can we motion this and table it to go to work session, please?
So you want a motion first?
I'll motion.
Motion to table?
I'll just motion to, and then we'll motion to table.
Okay, so motion, and I need a second to open it. Okay, second to open it, so it would then go to discussion.
I'd like to table this to work session next week.
Motion to table, can I get a second?
We'll motion, I think the motion will be to postpone to work session, because if we table it, it would be to untable it for action. We just want to postpone for discussion.
So,
That's fine.
motion to postpone until the next work session.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, roll call vote, Vicky?
Councilman Lutz?
Yes.
Councilman Davis?
Yes.
Council Vice President DeGirolamo?
Yes.
Councilman McVeigh?
Yes.
Council President Colbert?
Yes.
Yes, sir. So, council, if you would, if you have questions or thoughts on this, and would in advance, just email me or call me.
Sure.
What you got going on already.
Sure, thank you.
Have a conversation on the 12th.
Excellent,
Who
thank you.
proposed this? Did somebody propose this?
So the town attorney had reached out to me about the receivership ordinance because we were doing some. I'm a huge fan of Councilman Davis's abandoned properties ordinance, and receivership goes hand in hand. So when I was studying this, I had approached the town attorney. He had then called me and stated that, was it Raritan that had?
Union City has it.
Union City just passed it, and he sent it over to me for review. I think it's an excellent tool. I do think that we would be able to, I guess, put a little bit more of a hold on some of the absentee landlord practices that are negatively affecting our residents. So,
Okay, thank you.
you're welcome. Moving forward, we have a vetoed ordinance, which was ordinance number 2018-18, an ordinance of the town of Phillipsburg, County of Warren, State of New Jersey, Chapter 5, Administration of Government, Article 4, the Council, Section 30, Powers and Duties of the Municipal Clerk, subsection J of the Code of the Town of Phillipsburg, in order to add a new provision regarding subordinate personnel. To remind everybody on the governing body, this is a vetoed ordinance, so a vote of yes is to override the veto. A vote of no means you are not in favor of overriding the veto. So we would need a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Roll call vote, please.
Councilman Lutz?
Yes.
Councilman Davis?
Abstain.
Council Vice President DeGirolamo?
Yes.
Councilman McVeigh?
Yes.
Council President Polk.
Yes, ordinance number 2018-18 has successfully been overridden. I did speak with the mayor earlier, he did anticipate that. Moving forward, we have resolutions and we have a consent agenda. So I will move forward down the line and ask if anyone has anything they'd like to pull from the consent agenda. We'll start with Councilman Lutz.
Yes. 2018-163.
That is the resolution approving the issuance of a special permit for a social affair to Splinters from the Pines, Soma Downtown Grill. Is there anything else?
No.
Council Vice President.
No.
Councilman Davis.
No.
Councilman McVeigh.
No, sir.
And I myself have nothing. So on the consent agenda, we can hear first, which is Resolution 2018-162 and Resolution 2018-164.
So moved. Second.
Roll call vote?
Councilman Lutz?
Yes.
Councilman Davis?
Yes.
Council Vice President DeGirolamo?
Yes.
Councilman McVeigh?
Yes.
Council President Polk.
Yes. And we now have Resolution 2018-163, a resolution approving the issuance of a special permit for social affair to Splinters from the Pine, Soma Downtown Grill. Can I get a motion to open for discussion?
So moved.
Second?
Okay, Councilman, you had asked to pull it. Would you like to start?
Yes, of course. I turned it down when we had the festival, and it's not right for me to say yes to them and no to Mariana's. And I still don't think we need alcohol at a social event where there's kids involved. Thank you.
Duly noted, Councilman. Council Vice President?